So my 2011 Mitsubishi Lancer has just arrived on Oahu as of 2 days ago, and I'm so excited to have it. Shipping a car to Hawaii, it can be very confusing. You go online and you type in ship car Hawaii and you got like all these, not just advertisements, but I guess these companies work. It's almost like going to a third world country, arriving, and there's like 7,000 taxi drivers wanting your business. And it really sucks because it's confusing. It just makes the task just that much harder. So me and my mom were trying to figure out what companies to use. We ran into like issues. You had to contact them, had to wait for them. One got back to me. They had this like luxurious boat the military uses, and it was like $3,000. And I'm like, oh crap. There was another company, and they never called me back, but they just sent me a bunch of email blasts like, we're waiting for your business. We're going that route. And I'm like, oh, please. One had a very promising quote of $2,100 from Greenville, South Carolina to Hawaii. I was like, yeah, let's do this. They sound good. The guy contacted me. I talked to him. I okayed it. And then he's like, I'm going to contact my manager. 5 days gone by. He's like, oh, I'm waiting back on my manager. He got to his manager and was like, oh, the computer's messed up. And my mom was like, excuse my language. This is business. You're losing business by jerking us around. So what it came down to, we found a decent company, which was the least expensive that we can find for the circumstances of shipping from the East Coast to Hawaii. American Auto Transport. Communication was really good. They confirmed everything, once we decided to use them. And it was just pretty straightforward. My mom and stepdad arranged a pickup date, a pickup time, and a pickup location somewhere in Greenville. They met at that time with the truck, loaded it onto the truck, and then it was on the road. Here's a stock footage of a truck. The cost of shipping, it cost me $2,480 total. Now the breakdown of that is, the deposit was $230 to confirm business with American Auto Transport, and as well to create a bill or an order with Matson itself. About $900 was paid to American Auto Transport for their services from the East Coast to Long Beach, California. And then Matson took $1,349.42 exactly. The time it took to ship my car, to get from Greenville, South Carolina to Long Beach, it took 4 to 5 days. It was really fast. What took the most time was my car sat in the port of Long Beach, and the only reason why I know, I went on this website and I was able to track the location of the boat at the time. Now from Long Beach to Hawaii, it took about a week before I got here. So in total, to be exact, it took 20 days from Greenville, South Carolina to Honolulu, Hawaii. Now communication with Matson at least here in Hawaii, is pretty straightforward. It was generally good, but there's an app where you can put the order number or the car's VIN, and you can track where it's at. It shows like on the vessel has arrived to ready for pickup. Yeah, baby. I freaking love this car. Picking up the car, the experience was really stressful for me, as I was able to get a ride to Sand Island as there's no public transport. My ride was late. We got there like literally right before they closed for lunch. Unfortunately, me and some other girl were able to get the last spot in getting in before they closed. Pickup was generally good. There's a lot of aloha here on the islands. They're hardworking people, and I get it could be really stressful at Matson, but they were super nice. We cut up, we talked story, we made jokes, and not before long, my car was pulled up. I went to it, checked it out, went around the car, and I was welcomed to a very dusty and salt-filled car. They were very professional. They give you a sheet to sign, make sure everything looks good. I looked at the car a second time, signed, and I was able to get my Lancer, and I was just super happy. On to my personal story and my connection with my Lancer. So I bought a 2009 Mitsubishi Lancer back when I was in college. And back in 2015, I was on the way to work, and I got in a head-on collision with this other guy and just completely destroyed my car, just wrecked it. I had the choice of getting a different car, but I decided I really love the Lancer. I want to stick to a Lancer. Found in North Carolina a 2011 Mitsubishi Lancer, but with a spoiler on the car. I know that's like not a big deal, but I really wanted a spoiler on my first car and didn't get it, and now I got it. I bought the car and I was so much more happy with this car. I don't know what it was, but I love this car. I love this car so much. In 2016, I left for travel for Europe for 6 months. Instead of going off to New Zealand, my plan to live, I ended up going back home to New York to visit my dad and then to South Carolina, where the Lancer was. I ended up staying in South Carolina for 7 months, and I was able to get my car back and use it. I eventually got a job. In spring of 2017, I set off. What happens with the car? My stepdad actually had issues with his truck, eventually bought my car from me. Several years go down the line, mom and stepdad decided to retire overseas, which meant that they're downsizing, selling some of the cars that they have, including mine. I just recently moved into a new place. I needed a car, and I haven't had much luck with cars that were affordable here. Long story short, it made sense to ship my car. Now it's here. I'm not only excited to have once again the car that I absolutely love, but it does make my life here in Hawaii that much more easy. Public transport really sucks. It just makes sense to have a vehicle. This car has been looked after by my family, but most of all, in relevance to my travels, is that while I'm here, while I'm not traveling abroad or going inter-island, I have a vehicle to use to travel around Oahu. I have so much to do and see and explore here on Oahu. Having a car that I love and enjoy, to take those joyrides, I'm super excited.